Hello everybody, I am Enemy, and this is Lords of Thunder here in the TurboGrafx 16 block. It's kind of a shmup sub-block here, isn't it? I mean, if you're gonna play shmups, the TurboGrafx 16, very well known for them. We are actually on the PC Engine CD right now, playing on my PC Engine Duo, and we're going to rock this game here real quick. Let's get started. Alright, we gotta select the first stage. You can select the stages in any order, but we're just gonna go in order. And we're gonna pick Earth Armor because it is super beastly powerful. So I am going to need everybody to do something for me real quick as we get started with this game. What you're going to want to do, take your volume button on whatever device you're watching on, put that up to 11, and then break it off, because this game not only melts bosses like nothing, but also melts a lot of faces, because this is one of the hardest rockin' soundtracks in really any video game, at least of the games that I play, that's for sure. You got that CD quality audio, you know, the PC Engine CD, the Turbo CD, Turbo Duo. This was the first console CD add-on, and I mean they got everything out of it with this soundtrack here, just the soundtrack alone. This is a pretty great shmup as well, but I mean, the real winner here is the Aces soundtrack. It's just out of this world good. If you like metal at all, and I'm not the world's biggest metal fan, but I mean, this soundtrack is just dynamite. So please enjoy for the next 27 or so minutes. Hopefully 27 minutes, and then we'll be in real good shape. We got our first mini-boss here. We're going to just drop these fire bombs on him. We got up and down shots right now because we have upgraded our weapon. We talk about that a little bit here. So right now you see we got a couple meters in the upper right-hand side of the screen. We have red, yellow, and green. Those indicate the levels of our weapon. Right now we're just barely in weapon level 3, which means we have up and down shots, and when we hit enemies, you get a little bit of an area of effect that expands out. So we can really control the crowd very well at this point in the game. But also, you know, really at any level, the fire bombs that we're shooting as the Earth Armor, I don't know why. There's a fire elemental, but we play as Earth and we still shoot fire. I don't get it, but it's more powerful. But really at any level, whether you're 1, 2, or 3, they do so much damage that it's just really tough to go any other route in this game. A lot of people will tell you, hey, water armor is great because you can shoot forward and backward, but the damage output with the water armor is just really weak and not getting the job done in the same way that it does when you're Earth Armor. Look at that. That was a mini-boss there, and he died as soon as he spawned, basically. You're going to be seeing a lot of that, hopefully, in this game. So we've maxed out our weapon right now. That's great. You do lose your weapon as you take damage. Sometimes you lose weapon, sometimes you lose health, sometimes you lose both. I've never entirely been sure what causes that. You would think maybe like taking projectile damage versus taking hits from, or like direct hits from enemies, like running into them. But I don't necessarily think that's it. Someone in chat might know for all I know. But no, you just, you know, sometimes you lose health, which is your bottom bar, and sometimes you lose weapon energy. We really want to keep that weapon energy up because, again, we can do even more damage like this. So we're coming up on our first boss, Dzant. We fight a lot of different evil knights. I mean, this game has a very strong fantasy bend to it, which is pretty neat for a shmup. There's a handful of shmups that have a fantasy theme to them, but not a ton, not as many as like the space theme. So we're gonna back off just a little bit and try to get our fire bombs in there. But we're using our sword a little bit there. Our sword is a powerful weapon, but not as powerful as the weapon that we got right there. That was a gold split, by the way. Uh-oh. Hopefully the music's working. Okay, good. All right, so we're gonna buy some stuff. That's a cool aspect of this game. We don't really need to buy anything else. Buy some life and buy the shield. Okay, it's a little bit of a slow menu. We want to keep shield level 2 at the start of every round. We want to keep our bombs maxed, and I like to start everything with full weapon energy and full health, or near full health, just to, you know, give ourselves a little buffer in case things start to go sideways. This is maybe the best song in any video game ever. I know, bold claim, but you know, we're starting off with a little bit of the slap bass, and I'll be quiet for a little bit here and let you guys enjoy this hot track. we're going up to another mini boss here. It's going to be a wall guardian, I guess you call it. I don't know. He makes a wall. So we're just going to hang back a little bit again. We want to hit him with our fire, and that's it. That's all there is to it. We're collecting different gems as well. The blue are worth 5 and the red are worth 25. And that's our money. One of the nice things about this game that separates it a little bit from a lot of other shmups is that the on-screen elements, a lot of them, obviously the enemies, if you touch them, they'll do damage, but those bubbles that you saw there, they don't kill you on contact. They just kind of push you out of the way and make you have to move around. And same with the ceiling and the floors in this game. A lot of shmups, you touch the ceiling or floor and that's it. You're insta-kill. Not in this game. I mean, in fact, they animate you running along the ground in this game, which I think is a nice little touch. Got another mini-boss here, which hopefully we will kill very quickly. But you could have done a little bit quicker than that. That's all right. Because of the nature of your shmups being auto-scrollers, you want to try to not have the auto-scrolling stop at any point. Obviously, that would be faster. It stopped for just a brief second there. So we're doing all right. Gotta avoid these... Are they pendulums if they only drop down, or are they just thwomps? I know this is a very Mario term, but, you know, they have the same effect. They don't instantly kill you, at least. All right, got the water boss. This time we're going to use our sword, just straight up. Whenever we see her mouth, we're just going to try to put a sword in it. Phrasing. Here we go. We're just going to sit right here and just try to smack her in the mouth. There we go. Okay, good. If you get her before she drops down, you're loving life. There's another gold split, by the way. This is going pretty well. All right. Yamarada is our next one. We're going to stick with Earth Armor the entire time. It's too good. We didn't need life level 2, but we need power level 2, and our bombs are good. So we are good to go. This stage right here, the music as it starts off reminds me of Steve Blackman's theme. You remember the old Attitude Era wrestler in WWE? So each stage has a different theme, and you know, obviously this is the fire stage, so you know, get those RG lavas out because you're going to have plenty of opportunity to use them in here. But yeah, it's odd. There are 4 different elementals you can pick from. You have Earth, Fire, Wind, and Water. No Heart, sorry. What was his name? All right, chat, help me out. What was Heart Guy's name from Captain Planet? Anyway, yeah, you're missing that one. So you can't combine powers and make Captain Planet. But you can still play a really kick-ass shmup, so which is great. You don't want to kill this mini-boss too quickly, because what happens is those items that he drops will spawn in the ceiling there, and you won't be able to get them. So you actually, that's an instance in the game where you want to be a little bit slower than you could otherwise be. I mean, we didn't really need those items, but, you know, I know what he's dropping. He's dropping health and a big weapon refill, so I feel compelled to get them, even so. Let's see. Mati, thank you. I knew it was something with an M, but all I was thinking was Mowgli. I'm like, no, that's Jungle Book. That's not right. Okay, so you have Earth, Fire, Wind, and Water. And oddly, I don't know, maybe it's not odd, but it doesn't matter which elemental you choose. There's no strategy as far as the game goes. I mean, you don't have any bosses with weaknesses or you know, stage enemies with weaknesses to one elemental armor versus another. Which allows us to play as Earth. And again, even though we're Earth Armor, we do have a very fiery attribute to our attacks. The Fire Elemental also has a fiery attack. It's just a little bit different. Kind of goes in a diagonal direction instead of, you know, kind of an arcing direction here. And becomes a big giant fireball when you fully upgrade it. It's pretty good. It's powerful. We're going to hang back here. I hate this part. I always, get touched up on this part. You don't want to start taking hits. You'll see we have no shield now, but we do have full weapon energy, which means all we have lost so far is our shield. That's why we do get level 2 shield. We get level 2 shield instead of max level shield because A, it's cheaper, so we save our money for really the last stage a little bit. And also, level 2 shield gives us 2 hits that we can take before any of our weapon or our life energy starts to disappear. It's really nice. We can't actually fit under there at this point. We have to wait in this little cell right here before this opens back up. The screen doesn't actually scroll all the way over. Let me see if I can show that off. See, like, I'm all the way to the right of the screen, and as you can see, there's quite a bit of on-screen real estate there, but I can't move that far, so gotta adjust that. Okay, we'll start using some bombs in this stage. Hopefully, just destroy this boss real quick. Whoa! What? Okay, like, you kill that boss really quickly normally. I've never killed him that quickly. That was great. All right, once again, that's all we need. Oh, we need another bomb. Okay. Well, the gold train rolls on, ladies and gentlemen. I am now 10 seconds ahead of my splits here, which will put us roughly not quite on world record pace, but we're approaching it. If we can keep it up, we'll be in good shape. But I actually, in practicing on Friday night for Retrothon, I got a new world record in this game. 27 minutes and 32 seconds, I think, was what it was retimed at. I haven't submitted it yet to leaderboard. It's still the old time. But it was in the middle of a marathon run of all my Retrothon games, so there's no sweet splits. I didn't get to share that or anything. I was still kind of bummed out, but that was good. So hopefully, you know, I mean, we don't want to count our chickens before they hatch. We're like just about halfway through the game at this point. Not quite halfway through time-wise, stage-wise maybe. But you know, anytime you have a shot at it in a marathon, that's really cool. This is a pretty hot track too. I mean, they all are, but this one in particular, I really like, as well as that Ozzel theme. Okay, we gotta get that. Good. That mini boss that we just killed, the one that spawned low, he has a whole bunch of different forms. Like he starts trying to poke at you with giant claws and all sorts of nasty stuff shooting at you, and we don't deal with any of that because we kill him so quickly. That is the power of the Earth armor in this game. It's just wonderful. And you can see too how when we hit these line of enemies, they kill the thing in front and behind them. So I mean, we have really good crowd control with this. It may not look like it from the shot itself, but the results speak for themselves. So these, we have the thorn bushes here, and then we have these little spiky balls. We want to kill them before they explode. And we did. So we had no explosions we had to deal with. This part always reminds me of Symphony of the Night, or maybe a little bit of Rondo, Castlevania 3. It's a Castlevania section. We got these pendulums. Obviously, they work differently. They're not quite like clock mechanics, but just, I guess, the aesthetic of them and the rotation of them reminds me of Castlevania. I should point out too that even though this is Turbo graphics, and you know, Turbo is absolutely not prohibited. The other one allowed. That you actually don't have to use Turbo in this game because you have auto fire built in. So I'm just holding down the 2 button the entire time and laying waste to everything. I really like some of the enemy spawn-ins here. Oh, we should be at the end of the stage here. Oh, no, not quite. Nah, we had one more enemy. So I took 1 hit to my shield there. But we saved the shield for the boss, which is interesting. I'm going to try to do this boss in a little bit different way than I normally do, and hopefully it'll work out. We take a lot of damage to this boss. Okay, now we're going to get in here, and we're just going to go to town. Okay, I backed up a little bit because I got nervous. Oh, I regret to inform you that we actually did not have a gold split that time. Sorry, guys. The streak is dead. This run is garbage. Good. And 2 bombs. That was a bad menu. I was all over the place there. Okay. So now it's the icy stage. This stage is where we have the most stage hazards that we actually have to worry about, because there are going to be icicles that fall that will do damage to us. And there will be wind that pushes us into the icicles and into enemies and into their projectiles. So the business starts to pick up here in Helado. Or Helado, I don't know. I don't know if I'm supposed to pronounce it a particular way or not. I would imagine, since it's an ice stage, and it's spelled the way it is, that it is supposed to be pronounced like that. Hello, bird. Birds in this game, not so jerky as video games go. They're not too bad. So we got that going for us, which is nice. Oh, okay. Look at that Iceman Yo spam in chat. That's coming up on Thursday, I think, right? The old Mega Man block. There we go. Okay, so we can break these apart, or I guess just destroy them, not break them apart. But if we touch them, it's bad news. And some of those small pieces are difficult to avoid when you're dealing with all the other enemies that are spawning at the same time, and when you're trying to grab the gems. Well, okay, we got through the icicle section. Now we have the wind. This wind is pushing me every which way. We have to just try to do our best to avoid the nasties. So far, so good. We got these tremor worms spawning. I always forget the name of those, too. Sandworm. I guess, no, you know what? Never mind. They're sandworms from Beetlejuice. That's what I meant to say. You all misheard. We're just going to hang out right here. And there goes that mini-boss. I could have used a bomb on that mini-boss, I guess. Probably would have been a little bit faster. We'll see what happens. Okay, oh no! Okay. Oh, okay, we just lost shoot. That's fine. Hang out right here and let our projectiles do the work. Hang out right here. Should be a little bit of a safe spot. Good. Okay. Go down here. We're just going to hang out between these claws for a second. Clear all these guys out, and then we're done with the stage. Ready. And we still have a shield. Good. So that hit didn't really matter too much. Now, you want to stay above this boss. Well, maybe not like as soon as it spawns, because it kind of spawns pretty high in the air. But you want to stay above this boss and drop your fire like onto his head, really. Like so. You're going to jump up in the air. And then we're going to hang out up here. We're going to hopefully do something. Wow, this boss is lasting a long time. Alright. Trust me, that was a long time. I know, it doesn't seem like it. Oh! Yeah, it was a really long time. That fight stunk. Okay. Wow, all we needed to buy was shield. Cool. That was a good stage. All right, this is our last stage that we can select from, and then we go to the Whily stages, or whatever you call them when it's not a Mega Man game. I guess just the boss stages. This stage gets pretty crazy. So we got those big flaming skulls that have a really wide AoE, and then we have these fireball shooters, and you have to avoid the fireball for 2 loops around you, unless you can kill them before they spawn their fire. So now we're just trying to avoid as best we can, and as you can see, we are already into our weapon energy, and we are in fact down to level 2, or maybe the first time since the first stage of the game. Ugh, and we can't even get that weapon upgrade. The good news is that this game gives you a lot of opportunity to regain your weapon. The bad news is, I mean, they're throwing everything but the kitchen sink at you in this one. So at least kill stuff where it's still on screen. That'd be nice. Alright. If you can spawn some of these enemies with the larger AoEs right as they, or you can kill them right as they're spawning, then you're loving life. But of course, that's not always going to be the case. So we do what we can. So our health is not ideal, but we should be getting a health pickup before too long here. Which doesn't refill our health, but at least, you know, takes a little bit of the pressure off. There's our health. Okay. So we are close to full health, but... Oh, and we're actually level 3 weapon. Okay, cool. I didn't even notice all those weapon pickups. Great. There's a little bit of a gauntlet here. Okay. Again, we got fire to loop around. And we're down to level 2. Yeah, but we're high on level 2. Oh, no. Oh, no. The combination of the fire shooters and the Morningstar guys is pretty nasty because their whips extend out pretty darn far onto the screen and they track to your position. So, you're looping around trying to avoid the fire and they're setting up on you. And it can all get a little hectic. The nastiest part of the stage is over. Now we have to just be careful not to go too far to the right too early because these war machines keep falling. And they're going to hook us up. They're going to make sure that we get to level 3 weapon energy as long as we don't do anything stupid before the boss. We just have to take a little bit of care here, that's all. I love these flying dinosaur fish things that are carrying enemy soldiers. That's a neat enemy design. Oh, Skull Man, come on. I love the death cry of some of the mini bosses. Sounds like Arnold. Alright. This should be a quick boss too, hopefully. Why are you still alive? I'm sitting there mashing my bomb. There's nothing doing. Okay, that was gold though, so cool. We're gonna skip cutscene here. I'm mostly saying that to remind myself. Get that sweet little bass sound real quick, and then we get out of there. Okay. Now then, shield level 2, 2 bombs, power level 2, life level 2, and life level 1, and we're good. All right, we're mostly maxed to the max. This is the hardest stage in the game, in theory. It's definitely the nastiest stage when you play it the first time. There's no two ways about that. But memorization does go a long way in this stage. And care, being careful with what you remember about this stage. It's not this one. It's this one, okay. We're gonna get a big weapon refill right here. Good. And we just want to avoid these swamps or whatever we decide to call them. Okay, so this part throws a lot of people off the first time, threw me off the first time. We're just gonna hang out right here. Right here. We're just gonna keep tapping back. And this guy will sine wave right over us. And then we can... Oh, actually, we ran into that a little bit. Okay, so our shield is gone, but our weapon energy and our health is full. So we have to be very diligent here to take care. This section can get a little nasty because we have a lot of mini bosses in here, and then we're going to have the thwomps dropping down on us. As long as we're careful, and as long as we're offensive, and, I mean, let's face it, when am I not offensive? Then we'll be fine. Oh boy, oh boy. Well, now things are taking a turn for the worse. We should be okay. Okay, this is the one mini boss that we're going to use our bombs on. It just clears them out right away. And we get a weapon upgrade. And we're just going to kill all these guys as they come in. We want as much of their goodies as we can get. And now we're flying backwards, just to make things extra weird. Oh, we didn't get the health upgrade. We have mini bosses coming up here. I think the top one spawns first, yeah. Okay, melted. And melted. Okay, get all 4 of them. Huh. Pinch. And now kill all of these guys. Good. Alright, so our weapon is full. Which is arguably more important than having our life full. Because at least now we can just bring the reckoning to pretty much everything. We just have to avoid the rest of these spiky doodads. And these shots. I am getting shot quite a bit here, which is, again, less than ideal. Kill these guys and get a health refill. There it is. Alright, So now our health is pretty darn good. We gotta have a couple of serpents coming after us in a moment here. Take up a bit of the screen real estate. But they don't take up a lot of our time. That's the important thing. And now we have a very gradius boss here. And that's it. Alright, so our health's pretty good here. We are now fighting this boss here. It's an interesting little boss. Yeah, look at that design. They're really maxing out the horsepower of the PC Engine Duo right here. And we're just going to use our sword to go nuts on this boss. Okay. Gotta be a little careful here, because now he's got this big encirclement of whatever that mess is, okay? We should be able to get him in a two-side here. Nice. Very good. Flying away. Okay. Well, we are right on pace. So now all we need to do is buy the elixir and buy shield max, and we are good. So you might say, enemy, you have no bombs, and you have low bombs, and your health is bad, and your weapon energy is bad, you giant idiot. And you'd be right normally, but check this out. So we're gonna have a little bit of cutscene here that we're gonna skip, and watch what those meters do. Look at that. Oh, snap. Now we're full. And now we have a triple threat boss fight. Oh, no loading times, please. There we go. Sometimes I've had loading times take upwards of 30 seconds at that part. So we got lucky today. We are playing on the actual hardware with actual CD. So, you know, you gotta watch out for those first gen CD consoles. We're just gonna stab this guy with our sword. We're slashing really. We're gonna take 2 hits, but we have a third one from our shield. So now that form's done. Just a little guy, no big deal. Now we're gonna fight an almost Minotaur-looking dude. So he's more wolf than bull, obviously, but kind of got that look to him. Okay, good. That was a pretty quick kill. And now we have the final form. So we're right up against it here. There's a chance. There's a chance for world record here. Hang out right here, right at the opening of his mouth. Okay, he's exploding, and ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to inform you that we just got world record in Lords of Thunder right here on Retrothon. 27:28, 4 seconds ahead of the previous world record. And there you go, that's the first one. That's the first one here on Retrothon 2019. I bet it won't be the last, though. So thank you all very much for watching, and thank you for your continued support here of our marquee event of the year. This is Retrothon, of course. We got 1943 Kai, Midway Kai Sen coming up to kind of round out the shmup sub-block here of the TurboGrafx block, and then, of course, we'll be rolling along with Bloody Wolf and with Ninja Spirit. So lots of great action to come, and then, of course, we have that sweet Zelda 2 block. If you don't know what the Zelda 2 block is, just watch those 3 games, and you'll understand completely why it's a Zelda 2 block. Thanks so much for watching. I'm going to roll out of here, go do Easter things. Love you all very much. Keep on watching.